There are over 900 integration solutions on the market right now, and 71% of enterprise data still isn't integrated. That number hasn't moved in years. Not because the tools don't exist, because the approach is wrong. Most organizations still treat integration as a project. Build it, ship it, move on. The connection works until it doesn't. Then someone scrambles to fix what nobody owns. This video breaks down the 3 ways organizations handle integrations today: point-to-point, iPaaS, and integration ops, and why only one of them was designed to actually work at scale. Point-to-point integration is where most organizations start. Connect system A to system B. Write a script, set up a webhook, map the fields, ship it. It works for the first few connections. Then a third system appears, a fourth. A partner changes their API, someone leaves, and the documentation leaves with them. Now you have a web of direct connections, each built differently, each owned by nobody. The math is brutal. Every new system multiplies the connections you need. 5 systems, 10 connections. 10 systems, 45. 20 systems, 190. Each connection requires its own maintenance, its own error handling, its own monitoring. When something breaks, and it will, your team is hunting through a tangled web of dependencies. Point-to-point works for simple, stable pairings, but it doesn't scale. Integration platform as a service, iPaaS, was the industry's answer. A central platform, visual workflows, pre-built connectors, low-code tools. A genuine leap forward. Teams that once waited weeks for integration resources could suddenly build flows themselves. The barrier to entry dropped, speed went up, but new problems came with the benefits. iPaaS made it easy to build integrations, not to manage them over time. Organizations ended up with islands of automation, point-to-point connections created by individual teams, each with its own conventions, shadow integrations outside governance, logic tied to specific people. When those people moved on, the understanding went with them. Sound familiar? Different tools, same underlying problems. The Integration Ops book is direct about this. Technology can make integration work faster and more flexible. It cannot, on its own, make it accountable, observable, or sustainable. Only 2 to 3% of integration processes are fully documented. 46% of IT leaders cite complexity as the biggest barrier to integration. The tools improved, the operating model didn't. iPaaS gives you a toolbox. It doesn't give you a system of work. Here's what connects point-to-point and iPaaS failures. Neither solves the operational problem. Both assume integration is something you build and walk away from, a project with an end date. But integrations don't end. They live in the spaces between systems, teams, and organizations. They carry responsibilities that outlast any project timeline. 39% of IT teams spend the majority of their time maintaining custom integrations. 29% of integration projects ship late. These aren't tool failures. These are operating model failures. Without clear ownership, integrations decay. Without lifecycle management, changes break things silently. Without observability, you find out from customers, not dashboards. Without structured knowledge, every departure creates a crisis. The real question was never, which tool should we use? It was, who owns this after it ships? Nobody built an operating model for integration, until now. Integration Ops is a modern operating model for managing the entire lifecycle of integrations, from planning and design to operation and evolution, in a way that is scalable, resilient, and aligned to business outcomes. It's not another platform. It's not another tool. It's a discipline. Software development hit this same wall. Building code was fast. Operating it was chaos. DevOps emerged. Shared ownership, continuous delivery, feedback loops, and software delivery was transformed. Security hit it too. Better firewalls weren't enough. SecOps brought 24/7 monitoring, threat detection, incident response as a continuous function. Integration has reached the same inflection point. The work is too important, too widespread, and too complex to remain an afterthought. Integration Ops represents 4 fundamental shifts. From project to product, integrations have owners, roadmaps, and versioned life cycles, not project end dates. From one-off efforts to repeatable patterns, templates, playbooks, and shared components replace bespoke builds every time. From manual fixes to proactive automation, known failure patterns are handled automatically. Humans focus on judgment, not triage. From tribal knowledge to structured ownership, the capability belongs to the organization, not to the 3 people who happen to remember how it works. These shifts are backed by a continuous lifecycle. Plan, implement, monitor, operate. Not sequential and done, continuous. The result? Integrations that behave predictably, problems found and resolved before customers notice, and an integration capability that scales with the business instead of constraining it. You need iPaaS or similar tech, but integration ops is the discipline that brings the operations on top of the technology. Integration is no longer a side project. It is operational infrastructure. The organizations that treat it that way will be the ones that scale. The rest will keep firefighting. Link in the description to learn more about integration ops and how it works in practice.